Hi, I'm Peter Haddock, and I'm here with Stefan, CEO of Steelwrist, at the big launch. Stefan, big launch. We're talking about one of the new products that we've introduced here. What have we got here? But then let's talk about some of the journey that Steelwrist is going on and that sort of customer-friendly nature that you're continuing.
This is the XTR20, our first in line of the third generation tiltrotators. We have been thinking and dreaming about this now for 19 years.
Wow.
We've been working around the clock for kind of 19 years. And this is all the knowledge that we've kind of put into the really completely new generation. It's not a revamp or upgrade or facelift or whatever you want to call it. This is a completely new product.
And I think the thing about new products like this is learning from your customer groups, because you know you've been in the market for a long time. You know you showed us earlier that 90% saturation in Scandinavian countries for tilt rotators. This is then going that step further, because what this is all about is it's all about making things simpler, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So simpler new product, things reduced on here, less wear, less components. There's a new OptiLube system that literally is all you need to keep this well greased with the right lubricants. But you've also invested heavily in redesigning how you install these products because of the global reach that you're now expanding out to, isn't it?
Correct. We are seeing more and more growth coming far away from home, so to say.
Yep.
Being it Japan, Korea, United States, and so on. And there it's a big job to actually learn how to do installation of tiltrotators in a very good way.
Yep.
So if you're thinking about a Japanese installer, he might not even know what good is. So we have to teach him in the local language, making it easier, fewer components, more customizable at the end. So we can ship a standard complete set. We can give him support in Japanese. The thing is, we need to make this guy's life easy. That's the whole thing.
And I think what's really interesting today, folks, is we've had an InstallMate system, which actually it uses AI technology to make sure that what you're saying actually happens, so that all of the brochures are in Japanese, they're in Korean, they're in other languages as well. And so that comes to the fact that how you can make your products accessible, and then also there's this clever piece about how we look after them and repair them in the field as well, isn't there? That's another part of making it more accessible and supportive for the customers, isn't it?
I think there's two things to what you're just saying. First of all, it's the product itself. So we want, OptiLube that you mentioned before, that would be like, we want to make it operator independent, so that our stuff is always well maintained, regardless if you do a job or so on. So that's one thing. We introduce lubrication-free bearings and a completely autonomous OptiLube system with really top-of-the-notch lubrication for our product. That's one thing. The other thing is, at the same time, now we need to make it easier to find the spare parts. So in the OptiLube, for instance, it will tell you, okay guys, you now it is 10% left of the cartridge. You probably should order a new one. So that will come automatically, making it again easier for the operator, easier for the owner. This whole new control system, it's all about making it easier, and that's also one of the other things we did today. We launched the completely new rotor couplers.
Yes, that's right.
Why do we do that? Not because we need it in the Scandinavian market. No, it's because it's an entry-level product, which is fantastic because you don't have any control system. Anybody who is actually working with excavator will be able to install that.
And I think that's really important because, as we go through phases and stages with growing countries, Scandinavia has been doing it for ages. You mentioned, an excavator in Scandinavia looks like a Christmas tree earlier in your presentation because it's got everything, light bars, tilt rotators. But as we go into markets like America, where there's only literally 1% saturation, one of your biggest areas, it's introducing people to the tilt or the rotate functions to get them to then start building building their journey towards something like this. And I think what's really exciting is how you've changed the way the install works as well to be much simpler and connected. And in particular, what I like is making sure that people can have the connectivity with each and every attachment, so it's all calibrated effectively. And that's really important when it comes to the clever stuff that you do with machine control players like the likes of Leica Geosystems, because that really is now becoming so important for people, isn't it? That a tilt rotator that works. And I think it's in here, is it?
It's actually on the other side.
Back? I knew I'd get it wrong, folks. It was a front or back for me. But there's a new sensor, whereas before those machine control companies would have had to put a sensor in here. Now you've got a new sensor. Tell me, what's that all about?
It's actually two sensors. One of them is sensing the rotation. Because a company like Trimble or Topcon or whoever, they don't know if the bucket is facing forward or backward.
Right.
So we need, and of course, if you have the bucket tilted, it's a pretty big difference if the bucket is facing this way or this way.
Of course, yeah.
So we need to give them that information. And up until now, they also need the tilt angle. And of course, they normally mount their own stuff, but from now on, they don't need to do that either. We have a very high resolution tilt sensor as well as a high resolution rotation sensor, which is lit up and powered directly when you start the machine in the right angle. So we can actually send this information to those, being it Dig Assist with Volvo, being it Trimble, being it Topcon, all these guys, they need to know this data, and we have it, and we can give it to them.
And that's really important to making sure you get the job site right every time, folks. And, you know, the journey continues with Steelwrist. It's my first time here with the brand, going into different markets, but still powering ahead in the Scandinavian space. And believe me, this is going to be proven to be very, very exciting new product from you, third generation. This is the first one, plenty more to come. But again, with the hallmarks of Steelwrist, Haddocks again on the grapple at the front, and you know, people are used to the quality, aren't they?
The design itself is important, so it has to also look quite beautiful.
Has to look cool, yeah.
So I mean, for me, it's mind-boggling when someone asks me, "Can I have Steelwrist socks for my wedding?"
Yeah, we said that earlier. That's crazy. Yeah. And so you've got a lot of brand ambassadors out there. I know one called James Harper in the UK, great guy. And so there's a reason for that, because it changes the way people can do their jobs. It allows people to make more money, it allows people to be safer on site, to reduce the people-plant interface. It now allows some clever sensor technology to plug and play into the likes of 3D machine control from Leica Geosystems, and all lubricating itself now, folks. So it's bye from me, and great to meet you. Cheers.
Great to meet you.